Okay, so here we go with Transformers Generation 1 Skullgrin. Skullgrin was part of the Pretender subclass of Decepticons. So what the Pretenders were, basically, the ideal behind them was that they had an outside organic shell, like a living tissue type of thing, and on the inside they would have the robot, so they could hide inside this organic form and I guess kind of like, take the form of people or creatures or whatever it was, and inside they would still be an actual robot or transformer. So these here is actually what you're looking at here is that outer shell. And let's go ahead and pan on in and take a look at him up close. And there you go. There's Skullgrin kind of up close there. He's pretty cool. I like the design of him. He's kind of demonic looking or whatever. He looks evil. He looks like a bad guy. And again, like the headmasters at the time, the Decepticons basically were going with kind of like creature or monster modes for their like alt modes or for the shells. So most of the Decepticons in this first wave, I believe, of Pretenders at least, were mostly like some kind of creature or monster looking thing. Whereas with the Autobots, they generally were like just kind of like regular humans or looked like guys in kind of like spacesuits and things. So yeah, that's kind of what you're getting here with this guy. He's got a lot of little spikes on him there on his back. He's got the horns, spikes on his shoulders. Kind of got like the pink, kind of purplish sort of scheme there going on with the gray. And he did have the sword. This figure here is actually the one that I had originally when I was a kid. So this is the one that's, the original from the 80s. So he's a little dinged up. He's got some wear and tear here and there. And let's go ahead and pan down a little bit more. Look at his legs and hips here. You can see he's got this little thigh guard or leg pads or whatever armor. They got spikes on them with the skull here. This is removable. If you look at the back here, it just kind of has a little tab here with some notches and things where it can connect to it. It actually has some other little skulls here on the sides also throughout. So yeah, he's kind of got little stubby legs though. But I think he looks cool in this mode. He looks evil and ferocious. You can see a little bit of some like mechanical parts here, so that's kind of, I guess, revealing that he's not really a real organic creature. He's not all that he appears. So yeah, inside this is the actual Transformer himself. So let's go ahead and crack this guy open and look at the actual Transformer. One thing here too, his sword or axe, whatever it is removable. So to get him out, you obviously got to take this off. So I'll go ahead and do that. Get this out of the way. And basically you just split this in half. Just pull it apart. And there's the actual Skullgrin robot. I'll go ahead and take him out of here. And his guns. Let's set this to the side here. Now the cool thing too about these, you're kind of getting two figures for the price of one, because you could take this Pretender shell and pop it back closed, and you could kind of use this as another figure to play with when you were a kid there. So that's kind of a cool thing about the Pretenders, was you're kind of getting two for the price of one in a sense. Let's get him out of the way. And this guy here, I really liked the robot mode. That was one of the reasons why I got this guy as a kid compared to some of the other guys. I thought his robot mode looked really cool. I liked the color scheme, and just I liked what he turned into, the vehicle that he did turn into. Let's pan in here a bit and kind of look at him. So yeah, he's kind of got that G1 kind of style sculpting going on there, obviously. Pretty clearly, very robotic looking head. The head doesn't turn. Actually, let me get that in the camera there. Head doesn't turn. Let's sit him down and then kind of pan down here a little bit. He's got the wheel here for his crotch, so that's kind of goofy looking. But yeah, that's pretty much what he looks like there in robot mode. Very kind of slender. Obviously, he's got to be to fit inside the shell. You can see on the side, nothing really hanging off the back of him. Kind of leaning forward there. And in the back here, you can kind of see that's basically kind of his alt mode. Like the little cabin or the cockpit there. And let's pan down a little bit more. He doesn't have many stickers on this one, just a few. I think just a Decepticon sticker and this one on the back here. Whatever that one's supposed to be, I'm not exactly sure. I guess it's just part of the nose of the vehicle there. But yeah, that's pretty much him there in his robot mode. He does have a couple other stickers here on either side of the arm. But to transform this guy is pretty simple. Pretty much you want to just take his hands here and flip them in. These become like little gun barrels or cannons. And just bend these back. This guy is still pretty stiff after all these years. And then just pull out his little feet here, flatten them down, and then just swing his legs back. You got to kind of bend these arms out of the way though, because the back of his legs want to hit, and then just fold that back. And what he's supposed to be here is like a little like Cybertron or Cybertronian kind of tank looking vehicle, which is another cool thing, and another one of the reasons why I did get this guy as a kid, because I always kind of like tanks, you know, the more firepower the better kind of thing. And his guns here, there's some holes, and the little pegs on the guns or the cannons just go into there, and that kind of fills out his tank mode there. Make it look a little bit more than what it is. So yeah, once you get all that on there, he's pretty well armored. Let's kind of zoom in there. So yeah, again, he's kind of the usual G1 type of, you know, transformation there. Very simple. He's just kind of basically folding over on himself. His head's still clearly visible here in the rear, obviously. You know, again, nothing to write home about as far as the transformation here. It's not going to be very detailed, considering it's basically a simple robot that's going to fit inside a shell. So the transformation kind of suffers for the gimmick of being a Pretender. But yeah, that's pretty much the tank there. Get a little shot of him there. And it does have little wheels on the bottom here, so, and this big wheel here, so it does kind of roll a little bit. One thing is these guns here in, you can pop them off, and when he's in his robot mode, or if you want, you can have the Pretender shell hold these actually. What they were supposed to do is they were supposed to peg together, but if you look at mine here, the peg actually broke off inside the hole here. So there's the other part where it was supposed to have been. So these could actually attach together like that, and you could have kind of like a dual cannon that you could make the robot either hold, or you could turn it upside down, and the one peg here on this side, you could have the shell hold it, or you could keep them separated and, you know, have one hold the other one while the other one holds the other one. So let's kind of do that there, and then you can give him his axe back. So yeah, so he could have one gun, and the robot mode there could have the one gun. Let me transform him back real quick. The one thing too, since he doesn't have the ability to connect both of these, you could also, if you wanted, like flip out one of these, and you could have like like an arm cannon. So he did have quite a few little options going for him compared to some of the other Pretenders. And actually, yeah, you can see here these little pegs would actually, that's where he would peg in here in his robot mode. But yeah, let's pan out here and just take one little final look at Skullgrin. Oops, his little waist thing is crooked there. But yeah, that's pretty much Skullgrin. Cool little toy, cool little gimmick. So if you can find this guy, pick him up. He's pretty fun. Anyways, that's my review for Transformers Generation 1 Skullgrin.